Hey y'all, it's me. No, it's been a while. But today we are gonna talk. Okay, before I get right into the video, let's just say, oh my gosh, life's been crazy, dog. Oh my lord. Wow, I've been going through. Wow, whatever. Anyway, that's not the major point of this. Regardless, this video is not a life video because no one cares. No, though this video, I got a question right in fifth period. And they asked me, he goes, so what is the devil's real name? And I go, interesting. And I told him, I know I'm going to tell you what I told him, but I'm also going to tell you the history behind it. So, see, the devil, this guy right here, that is not actually in any situation correct. Nowhere in the Bible does it state devil. The devil is the human way of stating something or someone that lives in the underworld, or in the Christian belief, hell. Now, the devil is not mentioned anywhere in the Bible. However, Satan and Lucifer are the two names named in the Bible. Now you may be thinking, well, Satan I know, but Lucifer, that's interesting. Well, Lucifer, you see, before Satan was the devil, before Satan was Satan, he was Lucifer. Now, Lucifer, he was a fallen angel. For those of you who do not know Satan's story, Satan was an angel. One of God's angels before he created the heaven and the earth, and before he created the world that we live in. He created his angels first, before the first day. In his angels, one of them was Lucifer. Now, Lucifer, you see, Lucifer means morning star. That's why you see if that one clip in the show Lucifer, he goes, Lucifer Morning Star, when he introduces himself, because that's his name. Lucifer means morning star. Now, Lucifer at this time was the most beautiful of all the angels. He was beautiful. He was great. He was amazing. He was better than everyone else. And he knew that. And he stood up against everyone else and stood up against God. Because he believed he was better than everyone, including God, and better than God. And thought that he should be controlling heaven. And God casted him out, because obviously nothing and no one will ever be greater than God. So, God cast him out of heaven, and hell was created just for him. And something that I was taught by a friend of mine, she told me that angels, we do not. Now, I always thought, like, when you die, you become an angel. But interesting enough, you don't. And this is something I learned relatively fast. I learned this at a football game at the beginning of the year by a friend of mine. And she told me that angels are not really... angels are God's creatures. We don't die and become an angel. Just as we don't die and become a demon if we were to go to hell. See, when we go to heaven... This is getting way off topic. I'll get to this in a second. He took a third of the angels with him, and his other name is Satan. Satan means the accuser. Satan is not a name, but a title. Satan, the title, is given to Lucifer when he is casted down to hell. Now, Satan means the accuser, and it's not actually Satan, it's the Satan. It's a name. It's not a name, it's a title. And this title, the way you officially pronounce the devil's name, is the Satan Lucifer. Is his official name, his official term, Now, back to what I was saying. When you die, you do not become an angel. When you die and go to heaven, your body is left here on earth and your soul goes up into heaven. Or first you be judged, and then it goes up into heaven or hell. And you don't become an angel. You have your heavenly body, which isn't actually a body, but it's... You are now up in heaven. Your soul is now up into heaven. Now, same goes for hell. You go down to hell, you don't become a demon. You become a soul trapped in hell and eternal suffering. And the demons of hell are 1/3 of the population of angels that Satan took with him. Satan's angels, Satan's demons, Satan's followers in heaven, or Lucifer, I might add, or I should say, is Lucifer took 1/3 of the angels down to hell. And Satan made those angels demons. Those angels became demons. So every demon that we see in the Bible and is mentioned in the Bible was once an angel. But the most important fallen angel is Satan or Lucifer, because he was the first. So here begs my question. If there was free will on earth, and there was always free will on earth, even when Adam and Eve were perfect, Adam and Eve were made perfect, with their free will still intact. So with their free will, and they were made perfect, and they screwed it up and became unperfect, is there free will in heaven? Because the reason why God created free will is because he did not want mindless robots following him. Alright, understandable. Very. God doesn't want us to follow him blindly. He wants us to follow him chosenly. And when God creates a new heaven and new earth, and the souls of heaven and the souls that chose God return to the earth, how long exactly is perfectness going to last again? And our earth is created perfect again. What's the point? Why is our free will still intact? Why? I think we should be mindless robots following God blindly. Because we would be perfect in his image, and evil would not be a thing. There would be no sin. There would be no death. We would live forever. We would all be perfect. There would be no need for anything except God and perfectness throughout the world. So it begs the question, why is God going through this big plan? What plan does God have for the second coming? If God made free will, Adam and Eve screwed it up, and then he's going to make us perfect again? If he was going to make us perfect again, why didn't he just take away our free will to make us unperfect? And if he makes us perfect again, what's the point of keeping our free will to begin with? Because someone is going to screw it up. And even better, if Satan was a fallen angel who fell from heaven because he sinned in heaven, then how many fallen angels are there all the time? How many people sin in heaven? If Satan and 1/3 of the angels, not souls, angels, who are the most holy of creations that God has ever made, and then they can just go off and sin? They were made in God's image, and apparently they have free will too. So you have an angel, the holiest of holy creatures, that has free will and can choose to decide to go up against God. So already you have God's army who's already failing. I don't understand. And I'm not trying to go up against God in any way here. I'm just saying that I'm afraid because I sin all the time. And some people say that there's no temptation in heaven. There's no temptation for me to sin right now. Yet I could. Right now. I could do something. I could swear. I could do something. And there would be no temptation for me to do it. So, why? Okay, so that argument's already gone. Because I could swear right now. And I could make up some sin to do right now. So, there's no temptation, yet I could still sin. So up in heaven, there's no temptation, yet I can still sin. So here on earth, and that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of that I'm going to be cast down to hell. I'm not saying I'm going to be, and I'm definitely not saying that I want to. But what I am saying is that if I was to make it into heaven, when I make it into heaven, what would, and my free will still there? I would ask God to take my free will away. Maybe it's my humanism way of thinking, because all humans are born with reason, and all humans are born with the reason to go up against God and to think outside of God's perfect world. Maybe that's what I'm doing. Maybe I'm taking my humanism earth way of thinking and applying it to something that nobody has any clear understanding of. That's probably exactly what I'm doing. But still, if Satan sinned, and Satan was an angel, and 1/3 of the angels sinned along with him and followed Satan, and they were casted into hell, and we sin on earth, and God's going to make us perfect again, how long is that going to last? And how many angels, how many souls fall down into hell every day? Or not necessarily a day, because there is no time in heaven, but how many souls in heaven fall all the time? What exactly borders that? What exactly, like, you don't just, you make it into heaven and that's it. You got to keep being good. So what happens if you fail? I would assume in heaven the rules are a lot more strict. Because think about it. God knows humans are stupid. God knows humans are going to sin. So if humans are going to sin, and Alright, hold on. And if God knows humans are going to sin, and God knows and says, alright, I understand, so just come to me and believe in me and do my will, and then you'll be accepted into the kingdom of heaven. What happens after that? I go up into heaven, and then I stop sinning? It's like, but if there's free will in heaven, and there's that free will, it's like, you don't think it's at all possible that there could theoretically be thousands upon thousands of souls all the time that exit heaven and go to hell and do in the same thing? Man, this video got so off topic, but I gotta go, y'all. It's been a bit. Sorry I've been so long to do that. It's basically the gist of the video, but I'll see y'all later. See y'all.